And just so you have a visual, I have almost 8 people here with me. Veronica's in the back. There we go. Hi. That's okay. Um, so welcome, welcome. So I know we want to move, but I've been really playing with the energies of energy. That everything is energy. And to be able to begin to see everything as energy may support us, or me. I'll say it's going to support me, and then if it supports you, that's a bonus. As we move into this next week of a lot of energy flowing, can you begin to see between the places that are just that human existence, which gives us the opportunity to judge and create stories? Can you look at what your story medicine is for you? Can you look at what you can start to see as energy flowing instead of me, them, right, wrong, good, bad? And I know I talk about this a lot, but somehow I've been very impressed by looking between the lines, or looking the way that Gurudev had explained something to my husband, was to look between the molecules and to see that everything that is flowing, everything in the world is prana, everything is energy. So let me go out on a limb here. And if some of you click off, it's okay. I know you still love me, but Biden and Trump are both energy. They are the energy that exists in the universe. So you can give them that much opportunity to move you one way or another, or you can look at them as energy in the world. And so the more that we put our attention on everything being energy and looking between the molecules, and looking specifically now with it being that very beautiful time of the year where the veil between spirit and human, or sky and earth energy, are very, very thin, right? We have the opportunity to see that we can speak with spirit much easier, or our ancestors much more easily. Of course, we can always speak with them, but there is this very thin veil that opens up during this time of the year, where the conversation can get even more deep and more pure. And so we do know for sure that wherever we place our mind, that's where our energy goes. And we do know that the more that we place our mind and love together, the energy becomes purified. We also know that where we place our mind and the energy when we're angry will infuse that. So wherever we place our mind, the energy expands. So the more that we start to look at everything as energy, right, as this election as energy, as this side and that side as energy, that we can see more of what the universe, the intelligence of the universe is trying to create for us, as opposed to there's something really fucked up happening, right? Or as opposed to the world is coming to an end. So for just a moment, go ahead and close your eyes. And allow your breath to become your mind, and your mind to become your breath. Maybe for today, give yourself the challenge of seeing everything as energy. And then what I'd like for you to do is I'd like for you to breathe into the right side of your brain. So we come to see energy as more dense or more light. Breathe into the right side of your brain. And then move this to the left side of your brain and breathe into the left side of your brain. And maybe notice something different or the same. Can you get between your molecules? Can you allow yourself to sit between the veil of past, present, and future? Can you allow yourself to stand at that place between being earthly and heavenly? And just be energy. Now breathe into your back body, the back of your chakras. And again, just be curious of the lightness or the denseness. And just for one final moment, and I'm sure you can spend a lot more time at your chakras, moving through each one, blessing each one. Right? So the blessing of your energy is very potent, makes it very potent and powerful. But just for the last minute here, because I know you want to move because it's chilly, but this is very important, is recognizing everything as energy. See what it feels like to breathe into the crown of your head. And then into the base of your spine. As we continue to trust the intelligence of this universe for doing exactly what it needs to do to return to more lightness, then we can look at the energy that's flowing within us and begin to see everything as energy flowing. And the more powerful that we create the potent love energy within us, the more that we connect to the power of love as it moves through us, we will absolutely raise the vibration. So bring your hands together at your heart center. Inhale for the sound of Om. Release your hands and open your eyes. And come on up to stand, please. Come on up to stand. And take your arms behind you as if you have an enormous door behind you that you're going to hold on to the frame of the door. So even curl your fingers a little bit. So Dana, even back more. And yeah, there we go. Yep. So your palms are facing forward. Yeah, good. So now curl into that door frame and pull. And see what it feels like to pull back to the back of your heart. And then pull your rib cage in, soften your throat. Ludmila, take your arms back just a little bit more. Yeah, good. Lift your chin. And then see if you can keep this action but soften around it. And then close your eyes as you're holding this position and see yourself as energy. I had the incredible gift this week of running into somebody who I am incredibly fond of. And also, she is one of the great spiritual teachers that I've known in my incarnation. And she was doing a job that I was surprised to see her doing. And I realized that, and I've realized this before, but that we are potential energy placed wherever we're needed to share our specific energy at any given moment. And so that same spiritual love that she has for everything she does is now being given in a different way. Inhale your arms to the sky. Exhale, bow forward. Step back, downward facing dog. So that pure potential of energy flowing to getting out of that story, right, that we give ourselves. Watching the stories, the identities that we've given ourselves. Lift up through those wrists. My teacher, Robin Rose, calls this our narrative medicine. What is the narrative medicine that we're feeding ourselves? So to get out of the identity and get more into the flow of energy. Step your right foot forward, high lunge. Take those arms up to the sky. Point that knee right at that second toe. And then again, reach back, arms behind you. Pierce the heart, pierce. Nice, Dana, yep. Lean that throat back, lean back. Squeeze your fingers in just a little bit so you can pierce the back of the heart, but then extend out through those arms so you can expand that back body. Breathe into the back body, breathe into the back chakras. Gorgeous, touchdown, hands to the floor, downward facing dog. Come forward to plank pose. Inhale here, exhale, chin into chest, round. Fill that back body and breathe. Lift up into that back body. Keep your chin tucked in and float all the way back downward facing dog. And then let your ears float in line with your arms once again. Left foot forward, high lunge. Nice, Susan. Go take those arms back. Pull your rib cage in and now float back as if you're falling back and being held by that full moon energy, right? Like somehow the full moon just dropped down behind your back and you're just laying back into it. Lay back into it. Keep that front knee moving forward. Gorgeous, big breath in. Touchdown, hands to the floor. Plank pose. Tuck your chin into your chest, round your back. Lift up, lift up, lift up. Nice, Susan. Nice, Emily. Good. Press back, downward facing dog. Let your ears fall in line with your arms. Close your eyes for a moment. Breathe in the energy of the past, of your ancestors, of the wise ones that have come before us. Breathe in the energy of those that are coming into the world, the babies that are floating into the world as the support team for whatever needs to be. Right foot forward, Virabhadrasana 2. And turn your palms face up. Good, now lean back as if you're going to take a back bend here. Lean back. So not back to the back of your mat, back to that long side of your mat. You got it. Yes. Soften the ribs, take the tops of your thighs back. Gorgeous. And now place your right forearm down onto your right thigh. Take your left arm over your ear. Keep the weight into your back foot, everybody, so you can really feel that extension through the whole side body, reach through the wrist. Good, now bend your left elbow And as if you're just pulling onto that door or window or something to really hold on to lift the heart up, to pull the heart up, then soften the ribs, pull your throat back, nice crystal, touch down, downward facing dog. Good, come forward to plank. Lower down to your elbows. Stay in plank, lower down to your elbows. What? Tuck your chin into your chest. Round and breathe into that back body. Good, look forward, straighten your arms, downward facing dog. See where you can very beautifully step that left foot forward and open to Virabhadrasana 2. Great, Marjorie. Nice, Anne. Turn your palms face up. Hi, Jackie. Bend that knee a lot. And then lean back into that back bend, lift up. Steady, super steady in those legs. Good, left forearm onto left thigh, right arm over your ear. And bend that right elbow. Squeeze those fingertips. Pierce the back of the heart. Keep thinking inner thighs back, sit bones wide. So you have so much space here to breathe into your energy field, your pranic field, your Mahaprana. Good, touch down, hands to the floor, plank pose. Come forward, stay in plank, lower down to your elbows. Good, now walk your feet in nice and slow. Lift your hips nice and high. So you're in a forearm down dog. Tuck your chin into your chest, squeeze your navel up to meet your heart, but press your seat wide. Squeeze behind the heart, one breath. Lower down to those knees and press back into child's pose. How to stay that spiritual warrior, that dharmic warrior, no matter what job is in front of you. So when you see yourself as energy, get between your molecules, get between the veils. Become that flow of energy. See everything around you as energy. So then no matter where we get placed, we'll do the same powerful work that we're doing. I kind of feel like that's what the energy of the world is right now, is it's taking away the identity so that we can see more clearly what is truly, truly the power of who we are. Walk your upper body to the right side. And walk your body to the left side. Come back to center, come onto your hands and knees. Let's do some cat and cow. So I was thinking about how important, it is to meditate, obviously. And I was thinking about how people say, I can't meditate. So here I have an idea for us. I was thinking that if you sit to, you don't have to close your eyes if you don't want to, and don't call it meditating though. Just say that you're, the same way that you would go and sit with a licensed therapist. just start talking. And then, the same way that you're sitting with it's like sitting with divine counsel. Instead of, the same way you would with a therapist, you would then listen to what their answer was, right? You would then you would talk, say all your problems or whatever it is that you want to talk about, and then you'd listen. And when you're listening, then take a pen and just start writing. so that you're really sitting with divine counsel. And that will help us to get to that place where we see everything as energy. Downward facing dog, please. Step that right foot forward, please. And let's bring the left up to meet it. Bring your hands onto your hips, push down through your legs, rise up. Drop your arms alongside the body, turn your palms face forward, and just feel for a moment. You might notice that if you take a look at yourself in the mirror before you take a physical practice like this, and then after, you'll see your eyes might change a little bit as the energy flows a little differently. Get to know your energy as your intimate friend. So I want you to try this. You have a couple of options here. First, not an option, open your eyes. But either take your hands behind your heart in prayer position, which is probably the most challenging for shoulders that are tight, or hold opposite elbows or hold opposite wrists. And then make sure the head of those shoulders are back. Lift the shoulders and send them back, throat back. Now step your left leg back behind you, not too far, so both legs will be straight. And then that same feeling that you had when you were reaching back for that door, right? You want to pull back so that you have so much space, rib cage back, and now bow forward over that straight leg, Parsvottanasana. Power of your legs here, right? As you inhale back up, lift your chest up, look toward the ceiling. As you lift up, get a lot of space. Nice, Rachel. Yep. And release. Gorgeous, everybody. Step to the front of your mat. And then go ahead and you can release the arms for a moment if you want, or just leave them where they are. And we're going to step the right leg back with the arms behind you again, either holding opposite elbows, opposite wrists, or prayer position, rising up behind your heart. Take a moment to lift those shoulders, though. Get a lot of space. And then as you bow forward, it's an exhale. Nice, Lori. Nice, Heidi. Beautiful. Nancy, Janet, gorgeous. Inhale, come on up. Andrea, beautiful. Step to the front of your mat. Yep. Take those arms up to the sky. Interlace your palms. Reach your arms straight up. And as much as you're reaching up, see how your fingers feel here. Press maybe some touching some, maybe pinky touching pinky. And then press down through your legs at the same time that you're reaching up. And then see if you can feel that portal, that feeling of being a conduit from the energy of sky energy down to earth energy. And then go ahead and release the hands holding each other, but take a hold of your left wrist and reach to the right. But here, as you do that, see if you can even take your left rib cage a little bit more lifted, as if my hand is on your left rib cage. Lift up into it. Good, and then float that right hand down alongside the right side of your body and look down toward the fingertips and see if you can slide a little bit more. Inhale the arm up. And then go to the second side, hold the wrist, pull the right wrist, reach to the left. And again, as if my hand is on your right rib cage, lift up into it. Keep breathing as you let your left hand come down and then look down towards your hand and slide a little deeper. Beautiful. Inhale both arms up to the sky and then sit back into chair. Nice, Lena. Good. Hands on your thighs. Try a little cat and cow here. Move with your inhale, move with your exhale. Everything is energy. Your full moon energy, your witch energy for Halloween. Beautiful. Now go ahead and touch down, hands to the floor. Step your left leg back behind you. Walk to the left until you come to the center of your mat. Turn, turn, turn. Facing the wide, long side of your mat. Then take your left hand to your outer right ankle. Left hand, outer right ankle. Right arm to the sky. And can that right arm again feel as if you're holding on to a sideways door and you're just pulling into the back of your heart. Take your head back a little bit more, Nancy, just a little bit. There you go. Really beautiful. And then switch sides. Nice, Lori. Remember when you twist here to take the top of your opposite inner thigh and move it wide so you're not letting your hips fall. Using that feeling of squeezing into the back of your heart. Good. Come back to center. Nice, Allison. Hands on your hips. Hi, Erica. Push down through your legs. Rise up to stand. Okay, hands behind you, either in prayer or hold opposite elbows, or you can clasp your hands. But I need the front of those shoulders to move deeply back. Now lift your chest, lean back, lean back. Good. Make sure your feet are pointing straight ahead. And exhale forward, exhale forward, exhale forward. Squeeze your outer shins. Make sure your knees are not locking, please. And make sure you're not just falling into your heels. Give yourself a little bit of a scare, right? By coming to your toes. Good. Inhale all the way back up. Oh no. Good job. All the way back up. Good. Take your arms out to letter T. Turn your right toes forward. Bend your right knee once again, Vera 2. Great, Yasmin. Take your right hand down to the floor inside your big toe side of your foot. Take your left arm over your ear. Now maybe take your top arm and reach it behind your back and reach for the top of your thigh. Maybe just place your hand at your low back. Get the head of that shoulder back. Squeeze your knee, squeeze your arm. Good. And then bring your hands to your heart center and come into Ardha Chandrasana without your hands. Come into Ardha Chandrasana without your hands. Hands at your heart center, lift your back leg up. Good, Erica. Step back, downward facing dog. See, here's the thing, don't get your mind involved in those things. Come forward to plank. Lower all the way down to your belly. Slide your hands to the sides, so your hands are still at your rib cage, but onto the creases of your mat. So slide them wide, your hands wide. Come into your fingertips. Navel, navel, navel pulls in, and then lift up, come on up, and take a little intoxicated cobra, piercing the back of your heart. Nice, Lorna, Lisa, Renee, Robin. Boy, oh boy. Katrin, beautiful. Nice, Ruchi. Okay, downward facing dog. Step your left foot forward and walk to the right side of your mat. Parallel your feet into a deep bow here. So before, when I had you moving your arms right behind you and I had you reaching more towards your toes, do this with your hands on the floor. Fall more into your toes for a minute and then find your heels. Nice. Then walk your hands forward here so you're in like a long-legged downward facing dog. And then once again, dissolve your eyes, close your eyes, and move into your space. Become space, become energy. It's almost ridiculous to say that, right? You're like, I am energy, but do you feel yourself as energy? Get between the veils of that which is solid, and that which is invisible. Good. Now you might walk in just a little bit, or you might keep your arms exactly where they are and take your left hand to your right ankle. Left hand to your right ankle. The other hand is still on the floor. Yeah. You're going to squeeze your shin in, but widen your inner thigh out. And you're going to start to twist, and twist, and twist, and curl, and curl. Good. Try the other side, please. Notice each time that you pierce the back of the heart to widen the front body, then breathe into that back chakra, maybe even move your mind into each chakra at the back body as you twist. Good. Come on back to center. Place your hands on your hips, push down through your legs, rise up. Make a choice here to place your hands in prayer behind your back, or clasp your hands behind you, or hold opposite elbows. It's a great stretch for your wrists, but not easy, right? Take the front of those shoulders up and back, nice Sally. Breathe in and bow forward. Power of your legs here. And again, be aware of not just dropping into your heels. Inhale all the way back up. Take your arms out to letter T. Turn your left toes forward, bend your left knee, Virabhadrasana 2. Take your left hand down onto the floor inside your big toe side of your foot. Take your right arm over your ear. Push into your back leg. Squeeze your knee and squeeze your arm, but as you're doing that, that gives you the understanding of how much more space you can create at your low back. Nice, Allison. Great, Erica. And then bring your hands to your heart center. And here's where you start to lean into that left foot and reach your right leg off the floor. So half moon with no hands. Flex into that back foot a lot. Squeeze those legs together. Squeeze the energy between your legs. And step back, downward facing dog. Roll forward to plank. Lower all the way down to your belly. Turn your cheek to the side and rest for a moment. Stand so strongly at the crossroads between the past, now, and the future. Dissolve the skin for a moment. Breathe even a little deeper. And then turn your cheek to the other side. I've been asking the question, what's your plan for this week to come? To stay a spiritual warrior, to stay a dharmic warrior. What's your plan? Connect with the energy that's moving. I think it will be highly supportive to see everything as energy. Reach back for your ankles, please, forehead to the mat. Bend your elbows here. But as you bend your elbows, try to draw your shoulders a little closer towards your ears. Same idea as like you're holding that door frame. And then lift up your head, neck, and chest, but try to keep the elbows bent for a moment. Beautiful, Patrice. Nice, Ruchi. And then start to pull your legs back, straightening those arms. Good, Rachel. Gorgeous. Release back down and come back into child's pose, please. And come on up to your knees and bring your hands up to your hips, preparing for camel. Maybe you want a blanket underneath your knees. Right? The biggest challenge of any of our back bends is to find the back of your heart, but at the same time, soften your front ribs, right? So take your arms out to the side for just a minute, bend your elbows, and feel that sense of squeezing again. Feel that sense of what does it feel to pierce the back of my heart, but keep the ribs in. And then start to lean back into that. Start to lean back. Now take a moment as you lean back to bend your, to bring your seat, your bottom a little closer to your heels. That's it. That's it, Sarah. Yep. Nice, Cecilia. Good. And then come all the way back up. And play like that for a moment where you're just reaching back. You're not even reaching for your feet. You're just reaching back. Notice the tops of your thighs need to move back. So maybe let your bottom as if it's going to come down and sit on your heels. And here's the thing, you guys, if you don't trust that your shins are hugging in beautifully, tuck your toes. That'll help. And then when you feel ready, go ahead and reach back for those ankles. Nice, Dana. Yep. Nice, Lena. Beautiful. Great, Carolyn. And come on up. Good. I know. I should let you pause. All right. 10, 9, 8. No, I'm just kidding. Stretch your right leg out to the right. Stay up nice and high. Right leg out to the right. You have a choice to come up on that heel or have a flat foot. Slide your right arm down that right leg. Take your left arm over, side stretch. Call this gate pose, right? Reach out through those fingertips. And then as you inhale back up, take your left hand to the floor and reach your right leg to the sky. Parallel it to the floor. That's it. That's it. Nice, Kristen. And then reach back for that ankle if you can, or stay right where you are. That's it, Jan. Again, very hard not to pop those ribs forward here. Keep them drawing in. Gently release. Remember, when you release, you're still in the pose. Come on up, navel stays in. Very nice. Great, Erica. Great, Susan. Great, Allison. Okay, try the other side. Remember, either up on that heel, and if you're up on the heel, dig the heel down, pull it back. And then reach toward that left leg. That's it, Marjorie. You got it. I love the moment where you let go just a little bit more and your hand slides, like you're not even trying, and all of a sudden your hand slides just a little bit more. But you're breathing. And you come on up. Inhale, navel stays in. Drop the right hand down to the floor. Lift the left leg up. That's it, Nancy. Beautiful. Reach back for that ankle. Good, Sally. Watch that head. Bring that head back. That's it. That's it, Cecilia. Nice. Lena, nice. Good. Release. Release. Excellent downward facing dog. Stretch in all directions here. Walk or jump to squat. So I think one of my favorite poses for you to do, I want to say for me to do, but for you to do is crow pose and thinking of this, keeping that back body nice and full, but also finding the shoulder blades squeezed together. So place your hands down on the floor. If you cannot come into that squat, right, maybe sit down and bring the soles of your feet together for a moment. But here's what I want you to try in crow is as you pull your knees up to that upper shelf of your arms, you're going to round your back a lot, round your back a lot. Breathe into that space first. Maybe you're not even coming off the floor with your feet. That's totally fine. But then you have to find the place where you start to squeeze your shoulder blades on. You have to find the place where the upper back engages. And maybe you squeeze your feet together. Maybe you keep your toes on the floor and you keep doing all that internal work. Good, you guys. And release, downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward, please. Bring your left foot in, so move that blanket. If you have a blanket there, move that left foot in just enough so both legs go straight. Make sure your back foot is not directly behind your front. So give yourself space on the mat. And then take your right arm up to the sky, twisting triangle. And all applies here, right? Feel the back of the heart. Nice, Lisa. Feel the back of the heart, but pull your arms as long as you can. Really nice. Good. Take that arm a little bit closer to the ear, Carolyn. Just a little. Touch down, downward facing dog. Take it through a vinyasa if you'd like. I haven't requested many at all. So if you are dying for one. I really liked class, but she didn't do enough vinyasas. I doubt that's coming out of too many of your mouths, but maybe. Left foot forward. I totally forgot what we did. Left foot forward, bring your right foot in just a little bit so both legs go straight. Generally, you tell new teachers to bring them into child's pose until you remember, but that would have been super awkward. Okay, left arm to the sky, left arm up, twisting triangle. Push the tops of those thighs back. Breathe into that back body. Look at that front shoulder. Move it towards your ear. Wingspan. Good. And release, downward facing dog. Okay, step your right foot forward, left knee on the mat. You might want that blanket back, sorry. Left knee on the mat. Anjaneyasana, and take the arms back behind you like you're holding that door frame. Squeeze. And have it more like a pulsation. So I'm squeezing and then I'm expanding. I'm squeezing and I'm expanding. I'm squeezing and I'm expanding. Lean back a little bit more. Nice, Veronica. Beautiful. Yes, 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 yes. Nice, Susan. And then place your hands down on the floor, straighten the front leg, Hanumanasana. What? Hanuman. You could do Ardha Hanuman, that's fine. And if you can, start to walk your hands forward, moving more into a forward fold here. But as you're folding forward, try to keep those shoulders lifted so the whole front side of the body and the back side of the body are breathing deeply. We're not collapsing the front body. Front right foot forward, yeah. Dig that heel down, pull it back. Good. Now walk yourself back up and slide that right leg in just a little bit so you're in Ardha Hanumanasana. So your left hip is directly on top of your left knee. And then take your arms out to the side and squeeze. Squeeze. Now lean back. Pull. Pull to the back of your heart. Dig that heel down. Pull back. Good. Hands down to the floor, downward facing dog. I acted like that was no big deal. Good. Good. Vinyasa of choice or none at all. Nice, Nancy. Good. Here we go. Left foot forward, Anjaneyasana. Great, Lori. Good, Rachel. Yeah, take those arms back. Nice, Ludmila. Take those arms back. Great job. That's pretty. I love it. So the trick, is to dig that right knee down and forward. So it's interesting the different planes of your body right now, right? I'm taking the back bend, but now I'm also going to push my right butt cheek back just a little bit more to create more space in that thigh and dig that right knee down and pull it forward. Yep. Inhale deeply. Exhale, hands to the floor. Hanumanasana. Straighten that front leg. And take your time here and breathe deeply. Ruchi, I think I want your left leg to come a little bit more to the left, so it's not crossing the body. Yeah, I think, you know what, I can't see your feet as well as I want to, but it looked like it was crossing the body. If it's not, then ignore me. Good, and then slide that leg back up, coming into Ardha Hanumanasana. Good, and come on up, take those arms out to the side, dig the heel down, pull back. Your back shin, keep it active, right? Nice, Crystal. Nice, Lorna. And release back down, downward dog. Good, Rachel, nice. Good, come forward to plank, lower down to your belly. Take your arms out alongside the ears in front of you. And then go ahead and lift both halves of the body up. Lift up. Now take your right leg a little higher and bring your left leg up to meet it. Bring your right arm a little higher. Bring your left arm up to meet it. And release back down. I know, it's not funny. Sorry. Go ahead and flip over onto your back, please. Bend your knees, plant your feet. If the lights are in your eyes, go ahead and turn your head to the back of the mat, those of you in here. With your knees bent, breathe deeply. Sit with divine counsel. just like you would a licensed therapist. Ask all the questions. Because when you open yourself up to the universal flow, when you allow yourself to connect so deeply to this energy that is wise, intelligent, you don't worry. How would it be like to be in a world that you don't worry? So I'm going to give you your final back bend here. We've done a lot of back bending, so your body is absolutely ready to go into a full wheel. But also your body might be like, I've done a lot of back bending and I'm really good. Like, this is perfect. So you can bring the soles of your feet together, let your knees drop wide. But if you'd like to take your hands by your ears and prepare for full wheel, or if you'd like to come into bridge, you can just lift your hips up into bridge. But feel all that beautiful balance of engagement and surrender, engagement and softening. Yeah. You can also put a block underneath your sacrum. Awesome. Beautiful. Nice Heidi. Beautiful Veronica. Nice Lori. Great, Lisa. Look at you all. Kristen, that looks beautiful. Great job, Kathy. Yasmin, gorgeous. All right. And if you're in a full back bend or a bridge, come on down. If you're on a block, feel free to stay there for a moment. And then I would like everybody to bring the soles of their feet together, knees wide. Now, we're going to do a little bit of toning through the chakras. So if you feel like your knees wide is going to be a challenge to you, and you're going to be more aware of your knees being wide, then moving the energy through the chakras, then place a block underneath each knee or straighten the legs or bend the knees. Actually, instead of straightening, if you're going to come out of Baddha Konasana, just bend your knees, plant your feet. I think I like that best. So either blocks or bent knees. So bring your awareness down to the root chakra. And inhale for the sound of Om. Big breath in. As always, we stand at the threshold of the past, present, and future. Be fully there. Bring your awareness up into your pelvis. Deep breath in. Rise up into your navel. Take it to your heart. Rise up to your throat. Into the third eye. and to the crown of your head. See yourself as energy. Then release your legs. Bring your arms over the top of your head and hold opposite elbows. Slide your legs to the left side of your mat and slide your upper body to the left side of your mat. You can let your right ankle come on top of your left ankle if you'd like, or just stay where you are. I was saying to my husband this morning that I have never been someone who loves to journal. Anytime I've ever been given that as a job, that I've probably not done it. Don't tell anybody. But for the past few days, I've been sitting in divine council, like I've been talking to you about, and writing everything that I'm intuitively hearing. It's a whole nother story. It's so beautiful. Take your legs to the right side of your mat, please. Do the same thing with your upper body. And if you'd like to, your left ankle can come on top of your right ankle. Because I think so much of what's going on the outside is very hard to understand by the mind. It's very hard to place into any category of our brain that it makes sense. There's no file to place what's been happening in. So instead, the mind makes up stories. So when you sit with divine counsel beyond the body, beyond the mind, the experience is a completely different one and very, very, in my opinion, worth millions of dollars. Same way that you have counsel with someone that you trust. Good. Come back to center and then roll over onto your belly. Don't worry. Don't make up stories. Just roll onto your belly. Take your arms over the top of your head. Have your forehead on the mat. Clasp your hands, clasp opposite elbows. Slide your upper body to the right side of your mat. Slide your legs to the right side of your mat. And breathe into this back body. Watch what medicine that you're feeding your story this week, your narrative medicine. And then slide this opposite direction. Come back to center. Roll onto your back, hug your knees into your chest. Lift and shift your hips to the right, let your knees drop to the left, final spinal twist. As you feel ready, switch sides. What if it's not about finding the answers, but just walking the path, just flowing with energy, being a dharmic warrior? What if you don't have to have the answer? Come back to center, relax, please, Shavasana. Make sure you're warm. And begin to deepen your breath. Let your body begin to stretch and yawn in any way that serves you well. Draw your knees into your chest, roll to the right side, come on up to sit. And we'll chant our final chant. Happy Halloween. Jen just poked her head in. Asatoma Sagamaya Tamasoma Jyotsya Mrityarma Amritam Gamaya Asatoma Sagamaya Tamasoma Jyotsya Amritam Gamaya Asatoma Sagamaya Tamasoma Jyotsya Mrityarma Amritam Gamaya Amritam Gamaya. Bringing your hands to your heart center. Inhale for the sound of Om. Sliding your hands to the space between the eyebrows. Namaste, everybody. Namaste. Thank you so much for being wherever you are.
Thank you, Sheryl.
You're so welcome.
Thank you, Sheryl.
You're welcome. Have a beautiful day, everybody.
Happy Halloween.